Andy Farrell made them feel worse, and the theme developed. Lee Breers with the move. Chris Radlinski suddenly realizing he was in the clear to the distant line. The old rule of the game, you can't beat pace. Radlinski making the point, Wigan taking the points. The second half, another mistake, the second try for Brett Dallas. And the third. If you want to spot a face in the crowd, don't try looking when this Australian is in full flight. Wigan went on their way to Cardiff with a move of their own. Terry Newton's pass to Stephen Wild. Wigan and Warrington, winners and losers. The second semi, all eyes on the St Helens camp. If you wanted a flutter, and of course no Saints player would, you'd say Sean Long and Martin Gleeson were odds on to make an impact. Huddersfield came forward and Sean Long kicked them back. Try for Kieran Cunningham. Long's passing game. Darren Albert and the try for Jason Hooper. Long's running game, sucking in defenders, the try for Lee Gilmore. Saints, 3 tries in the first 23 minutes. Everywhere you looked, Sean Long. To Paul Wellens, to Willie Talau, the old Lord Sport, pace. It became a masterclass in awareness and execution. Martin Gleeson to A.D. Gardner. Little went right for Huddersfield. The only thing they could do now was confirm the man of the match. Gift the ball to Long and suffer. How bad did it get for Huddersfield? Well, it got only worse. Paul Sculthorpe's high kick finally landed and bounced, only to Talau. Then Jason Hooper. No knock-on, ball knocked back by Huddersfield, their misery complete. Or nearly complete. A.D. Gardner was about to round things off. It had been a tricky time for Saints off the field. On it, things were suddenly brighter. Losers and winners. Did you enjoy that? You bet we did.
Billy Boston proudly leads out Wigan, and you're left in absolutely no doubt. It's a huge occasion. It's the Powergen Challenge Cup final. Our match commentators, who will struggle to make themselves heard over the next hour or so, Jonathan Davis and Ray French.
This land of song will still be singing when you come home again to Wales. How true have those words been for this past hour in this wonderful stadium. Magnificent atmosphere, as Steve said. Jonathan and I can hardly hear each other. Wonderful occasion. And those players, well, whatever the preparations yesterday, there are bound to be a few nerves. Wigan went right through the preparation, even exiting from the changing rooms, lining up in the tunnel, an imaginary national anthem to try to get over the nervous tension of the 10 minutes before kick-off. But who knows, will it be successful? Terrific welcome from St Helens, Wigan, Welsh fans and supporters all over the globe. as the Earl of Derby, the president of the Rugby Football League, Mr. Nick Horner, the managing director of PowerGen Retail, Councillor Russell Goodway, the leader of the Cardiff City Council, Gary Hetherington and company, and Eamon McManus, the chairman of the St Helens Club there, just greet the players. Sean Longer, who could be so influential in this game. Martin Gleeson, the centre, plenty of pace and action. Nick Fozzard, a terrific buy from the Warrington club. Eamon McManus, who has done so much to provide the finance and the incentive to make this St Helens side one of the finest in its Challenge Cup history. And across now to the Wigan side, and a special welcome there for Billy Boston, Rugby League legend, left Tiger Bay 50 years ago for 478 tries and 6 Challenge Cup finals in the Wigan ranks. A powerful man on the field, but such a gentleman off it. Mike Gregory there, who we've heard so much about that debilitating illness. Let's hope he can achieve a recovery in America when he goes next week. Wigan, Andy Farrell, the skipper. A winner at Wembley as a 17-year-old in '93 against Widnes, now 11 years later, using all the experience and authority to calm the many youngsters in this side. Carl Kirkpatrick, referee of the year last year. Ronnie Lawton, the brother of Dale Lawton, who helped Sheffield Eagles to win over Wigan in '98. The reserve referee, the touch judges, Paul Johnson from Leeds, Stuart Manley from Wakefield. And now, presentation party returning to the touchline and just getting ready for the national anthem.
Yeah, Ray, this is where they've got to stay focused, the players. It's a very difficult time for them. You know, they just want to get out there and play the game. You know, that's what it's all about. I remember Sean Edwards telling us, you know, when you walk in big stadiums, you just got to keep your focus. You can wave to your family and friends and supporters after the game. You're here to win the game. It's not good enough just arriving here and taking part in the day. Both these sides are here to win.
The first cup final back at Headingley in 1897, when dribbling was a fine art and the game was still being played by 15 players. Today, 13 aside and a 73,000 crowd. Just giving the players a shake of the hands and congratulations. A lot of those players wanting to do this for Mike Gregory. Billy there trod, not this particular turf, but the Wembley turf half a dozen times, no success. Mike Gregory, who failed in his attempt at Warrington with a Challenge Cup win, but will he get one here, Jonathan?
Well, really, you know, he puts things into perspective that, you know, with his illness, I just hope he overcomes that first and foremost.
Coach Ian Millward assembled a perfectly balanced St Helens side, full of pace in Aidy Gardner, Darren Alberts and Sean Long, and power in midfield from Willie Tallow, Nick Fozzard and Paul Skulldon. But much will depend how Saints overcome the absence of the injured Mickey Hyam on the replacements bench. They'll miss his injection of speed at the ruck area and his understanding with Kieran Cunningham. Keep an eye on that. Much at stake there for Saints. Wigan in Chris Radlinski, Danny Orr and Brett Dallas, and skipper Andy Farrell. Wigan have the point-scoring machines to win any cup final, but whether they do or they do not will depend on how 4 33-year-olds, Adrian Lamb, Craig Smith, Quentin Ponga, Mick Cassidy and a 32-year-plus in Terry O'Connor cope with this heat. Saints mustn't underestimate their character though. They'll not forget what their own dad's army did to a young Widnes side back in 1976.
I think that could be a factor. I saw St Helens play against Hull And for the first hour, they were absolutely sensational. Played at a ferocious pace, and it really knocked the stuffing out of the Hull side. I think they will try and do that. Brian Noble and Ray, you yourself has mentioned the age of the front three of the Wigan players. But I'm sure Mike Gregory and Dennis Best will rotate those and try and save their legs. But we're in store for a fantastic game of rugby league. Magnificent atmosphere, magnificent stadium. I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic game of rugby league.
Referee Carl Kirkpatrick of Warrington using a coin there for the toss for the choice of end, a specially minted coin in honour of Eddie Waring, my predecessor at the microphone, and a coin that Carl will keep as a memento of this game. Been in superb form last year, referee of the season for 2003. And St Helens then to kick off. The Power Gen Challenge Cup 2004 underway. St Helens winners of this cup 8 times, their 18th final. Wigan a record 17 times. The winners. Wigan using this pack, a mighty pack, Quentin Pongia. They really do carry a lot of influence up front in that front row, Jonathan.
Yeah, this is where they'll try and take the game to Wigan. The experience of the two props that carry the ball give Danny O and Andy Farrell a very solid platform.
St Helens have got a much younger pack of forwards. They've got to get up there, get in their faces, cut down the options. Good kick there from Lamb. That is a difficult area, Jonathan, I would think. The sun very much in the eyes there of Paul Wellens.
Yeah, it's a very sunny day. They will try and hang the ball in the air, make it very difficult for both full-backs.
Very high temperatures down there. Oh, and here's the chance. Darren Albert sensibly cutting back inside. Didn't want to forfeit the ball by going in touch.
Good play by Hodgson, though. Got the angle on him.
Fozzard. Big influence on this St Helens pack since signing from Warrington. Just note that big bandage on his left arm there. Had a serious arm break. Sculthorpe. Again, there'll be a lot of stiff opposition in midfield for him. Andy Farrell in the big battle between the two loose forwards. Sean Long.
To try and close Sean Long down. In previous Challenge Cup matches, he's totally dictated the game with his kicking game. Good field position, good chase for the St Helens players.
Wigan, Pongia again. Former New Zealand captain. Been on his travels in his time. Villeneuve, Campbell, St George in Sydney. This surely one of his most memorable occasions. Andy Farrell. Picked up well there by Chris Joynt and Kieran Cunningham. Danny Orr. Redlinski. Oh, he's dropped the ball. Now then, St Helens coming away. They've got an overlap on this far side here. Here's a chance to the corner. Oh, that's a try for Lee Gilmore. It came from a massive mistake at the kick. Saints were up front, they pounced on it, and Lee Gilmore, who has been so successful since his signing from Bradford, a cup winner's medal for him last year. Is there another one on the way? But it's early days yet.
Well, this is a mistake. Watch, they go down. Orr is there, really didn't pull the chase and St Helens player onto him enough. I think it was Hooper, just trucked him down. Talau gets the ball, but that's an easy run in for Lee Gilmore, very easy. Watch him, just gets a clip on his kicking leg, puts him off balance. Talau reacts very, very quickly. Daniel, number 6, tries to stand off in to get the defence to go back, but too much pace by Talau and Lee Gilmore. Just watch his kicking foot here. Just catches him. Daniel didn't take the onrush in Saints guy on enough. Give the pass too early, put Radlinski under pressure. Simple try for Lee Gilmore. What a start for the Saints.
Well, a try there in the second minute. Not the fastest try we've had in a Challenge Cup final. I well remember Graham Rees from St Helens back in '72, picking up a try there in 34 seconds, but I don't think anyone will be grumbling about that. Sean Long then with the conversion attempt. Right out on that touchline.
It won't affect Radlinski, I don't feel. He's an experienced campaigner.
It might have a problem for Danny Orr, though.
Danny Orr, well, you know, he had to hold the pass a little bit longer. He had to stand Hooper up and not stopping chasing Radlinski.
I would remind viewers, though, that in Super League matches in recent seasons, Wigan have had a habit of going behind against St Helens, then coming back in the final hour. Sean Long, 45 goals this season. Oh, it's over. Just goes over that crossbar. So, St Helens then in the lead already, much to the delight of those fans. And thanks to that man, Willie Tallow, 6-0.
Here we are, watch it. Danny Orr, number 6, has got to hold the onrushing Saints player Hooper. He doesn't hold him enough, and the chase is on. And from there, it's an easy try. There's the reaction of Millward.
And St Helens then really have got to just hold on to this ball, settle down. You mustn't get too excited. Here's one lad who won't. Keith Mason. Young man for a prop, just 22 years of age, but him being in very good form this season. Sculthorpe relishing the captain's role. Cunningham going away from the acting half-back position. So powerful, so strong. Like a little bull in midfield. Sean Long.
Just a little bit too long, Sean Long.
Terry Newton with a quick tap. Farrell again, favouring down this left-hand side. Young Kevin Brown played all his junior rugby in St Helens, but always a Wigan supporter. Number 21. Wigan hitting back. Penalty. Willie Tallow penalised.
He just watch.
Really pushing out of the way, John.
No, he just comes in, he spots the supporting. You just watch him, he's out the shot. Number 12 there, bang. Just takes him out, just in case he was going to get the ball. He's looking for the offload. There he is, Danny Orr. Was never going to get the pass away until now. Unnecessary challenge.
Wigan then on the attack. Craig Smith. Again, another much-travelled Kiwi, Canterbury, South Sydney and St George. Adrian Lamb, Farrell. That's a good ball. That's a better ball for Radlinski. Dallas is inside. Oh, good tackle. Good covering back by Sculthorpe. Wigan, oh, that's a penalty. Holding down. I think Paul Sculthorpe knew what he was doing. He knew the St Helens defence was totally out of position.
What a fantastic pass. Watch this. Pass behind. Watch this little pass. Bang. Doesn't really collect it.
Just look at the acceleration there, Jonathan, on Dallas.
Watch this. Doesn't really get control. Lovely ball. Radlinski just the one who's made the mistake. And the pace of this guy, Dallas.
St Helens then defending. Wigan. 5 metres now from this St Helens line. 4 tackle me. Terry Newton, that's a good ball. Panels over. Or has he dropped it? Now then.
By Andy Farrell's reaction, he thinks it's a penalty try. I'm not sure. Does he get it down? Or is it pulled from the tackle? This will be very interesting. Great angular run by Farrell off Newton. Spins out. Does Sculthorpe steal it?
Well, I think we need another look at that, Jonathan. Is it a steal? Is it dropped?
Well, I tell you, I think this stealing rule is a very dangerous ruling. How can you possibly see if Sculthorpe stole that He had to make the tackle, had to make the tackle. This could go either way. It's up to Campbell, the video referee. There's the tackle. Sculthorpe has got to make that tackle. Whether he gets his hand on the ball or not, he's got to make it. His reaction, watch Farrell's reaction.
I think Andy Farrell feels that the ball was stolen, but I don't think Sculthorpe does. Whatever decision is given here, there will be a reaction from either set of fans. David Campbell says no try. 20 metres restart.
I think the stealing rule is a poor rule.
Yep.
I think sometimes you steal it. It's the player's job to keep hold of the ball, nothing else. He's got to take the ball in and hold on to it.
So would you allow stealing in the game? There always was, there always used to be.
Yeah, I don't see why, especially in those instances, the defender has got to make the tackle, ball and all.
Well,
here we go.
We'll debate about that tonight.
Yeah, no try.
We'll debate about that tonight. No try. St Helens then on the attack. Sean Long looking for the gap. Oh, Mason drops it.
I'm sure Brian in the studio, the boys in the studio will have something to say about that ruling anyway. Lovely ball. Drags Terry Newton out. Danny O was waiting for him. Had eyes on the defender, not the ball.
O'Loughlin. Sean O'Loughlin, former Wigan St Patrick's junior, one of many juniors coming through the local ranks in this Wigan side. Danny Orr. Again, a man who left Castleford last year, said he wanted to collect a few medals. Here's his first opportunity.
In this heat, it'll be very difficult to get back to 10 metres. It's going to be a struggle.
Adrian Lamb, Papua New Guinea scrum half, just had 5 matches since his serious knee operation. That's a good kick. Oh, Gardner, his fourth back over the line. Well, he did very well to take that bounce. He caught it at 1 minute. It was going to bounce up to his chest, but it didn't.
Yeah, he couldn't commit too early. He had to wait for the last bounce. Here's the awkward bounce. He had to wait which the height that he would go at. Took it. Momentum of the 3 Wigan chasers just took him over the try line.
A young wingman, Eddie Gardner, done well since his arrival at Nosey Road, St Helens from Barrow. Very pacey lad. Good try in the semi-final against Huddersfield. Wellens doesn't normally drop out, Paul Wellens. David Hodgson, number 4. 3 months off with a serious Achilles tendon tear, just 1 game back. Again, big gamble. Terry Newton. Pongia. Play on, not a knock on. We can have an overlap here now. Good tackle.
Great spot in by Albert. Read the overlap very well.
And Wigan using that blind side well there with Newton. But again, Hooper in there. Still the Warriors on the attack. Adrian Lamb. Farrell. Nice little stub of a kick. Oh, whose ball is it? Gardner's. Sculthorpe, good captaincy there. You want to captain when you're on your own line, when your forwards are not right. Somebody to take the ball away. And I think we've got some news from Richard Duckingfield down there. Sunbathing on the touchline, Richard.
Sunbathing is the right word, Ray, just to confirm what you said. It's 84 degrees at the pitch side. That's 29 if you prefer it that way. I was talking to the Wigan team doctor, Ansar Zaman, and he confirmed that the players will lose several pounds in this game. They certainly won't do the Atkins diet. And he reckons that after 20 minutes, that's when it hits you, 20 minutes into the game.
Well, I can remember Dr. Ansar Zaman with temperatures higher than that in Papua New Guinea when he had an oxygen bottle on the touchline. I don't know whether he's got one of those down there, Richard. That's worth inquiring.
I don't know why you're also surprised. It's always like this in Cardiff.
Oh. Are you part of the tourist organisation, Robin?
You just ask all his supporters what they think of this city.
In St Helens and Wigan, we have palm trees. Good tackle.
There's a couple of bodies down there, Wigan boys.
Some fierce tackling here.
Kevin Brown doesn't know where he is at the moment. 21, Kevin Brown.
Lamb coming more and more into this game with Farrell. Nice slip inside the Hawk. Good passing again. Oh, here's Wigan this time. Now then, was he obstructed there? It's a try! Terry Newton's picked it up. No need to worry about the obstruction. The try is given. And Terry Newton, coming along just behind Adrian Lamb, picked up the try. He's 58th in 141 club appearances. A winner with Leeds and Wigan previously.
This is a lovely break. Watch the inside ball. Farrell knows. Hawk knows that he can't get outside. Kevin Brown is injured. Lovely off the ball running. Terry Newton times his run exceptionally well. Watch the inside run here. As the ball comes out, there's an injured player out wide. There's no option out wide. Hawk comes in, steps, Rudlinski, great angle, hands out of the tackle, no option, chip. Terry Newton on his right-hand side times his run magnificently. Great pickup, tremendous score.
And as you said, Jonathan, great pickup. Doesn't he do well to hold this ball?
Here we are, look at this. He's in an offside position there, holds his run. It's a lovely little kick. Straight back into it.
Andy Farrell. For a man who scored so many points, this should be a simple two-pointer. It is. All square then, here at the Millennium Stadium. Wigan 6, thanks to that man. St Helens 6.
There's the kick. It is obstruction. You know, he gets in his way. And if he doesn't score, it's a penalty. With Terry Newton.
It's St Helens 6 points.
And there's a reaction of Greg.
6 points.
And Dennis.
Great competitor Terry Newton, a great battle with Kieran Cunningham for the Great Britain number 9 jersey in the forthcoming Tri-Nations tournament this coming autumn. Dallas, Radlinski, good movement by these Wigan backs, plenty of pace there. Farrell, and it's Wigan, Jonathan, who seem to be commanding the possession in these early stages with this pack.
Yeah, big influence off. You know, the two forwards will carry the ball very well, and then you'll have Farrell and Hawk coming into the game. You know, inside balls, strong running. But Rudlinski has really, you know, stamped his authority on the game after that first mistake.
Adrian Lamb. That's good chasing.
Look who's there again. You've got Tickle and Hawk.
Two youngsters in that second row. And Richard, I think you've got some news down there about Kevin Brown for us.
Yeah, the news from the pitch, Ray, is that the Wigan bench are waiting for his head to clear. He took quite a heavy blow to the head, didn't know where he was. It looks as though he's going to be all right. They're keeping an eye on him, but it looks as though he's going to be okay.
Only a young lad, Kevin Brown, 19 years of age. Made a big impact this season.
Yeah,
Skulkar. Cunningham having a burst. Oh, does he know it's the last tackle? Don't think he does. Oh! Now then, does he knock on? Oh, he's Brown away there. Well then, does he need his head clearing? I don't think he does. The 19-year-old has touched down, but referee Carl Kirkpatrick is going to check. Was it a knock-on from the Wigan player? Was it offside? We'll know very quickly.
well, first of all, Kieran Cunningham panics a little bit and, you know, throws the loose pass. Use the loose pass. There's Brown in the way. It's off Sculthorpe. Right, it's simple. Does he think that's a knock-on or a knock-back?
Looks a knock-on to me.
If it's... Here's the pass. This comes off the back of his own player. You watch it. As he goes down, he throws the ball. Comes off Sculthorpe. Well, this is it. This is the best angle. I think that's a knock-on.
Yeah, it looks a knock-on to me. But it's Mr. Campbell's decision. Used to making decisions like this, referee in the 1994 Challenge Cup final, but that lad Brown, he was on the spot.
Knock-on, no try.
No try. So Wigan already with 2 tries disallowed in this. Well,
too dodgy,
it's
just too
becoming
tough
an
decision.
all-action game. Well, I said that they've come from all over the globe, and they really have dressed for the occasion. Should have done my hair like that, Jonathan. Joint.
What do you mean,
And St Helens, Jonathan, really have to get back in this game. They've been penned in their own half, haven't they, for so long now?
Well, you know, it's as favourites, St Helens, that's all they've done is score from, you know, a mistake. They haven't really created anything. We all know what they can do, so Wigan will be very happy with this start, very dominant.
Wellens coming up. Oh, that's a high tackle. And I think that could be worth a shot for goal.
Oh, definitely.
All right, boss. No, let me referee it.
But let's just have a look at this.
Well, it'll be dead difficult to see. They go in, it's a high shot, definitely onside. Watch this. Yeah, Quentin Pongia, have a bit of that. Quentin certainly does play on the edge.
Just saying Paul Wellens, don't come back in the attacking line again, Jonathan.
Right, you know, he's copped a few in his time, Quentin, and he's given a few.
Put the eye shots out now, we're all sold out now, again.
St Helens then been under a lot of pressure from this very, very experienced Wigan pack. Can Long grab these 2 points? "27 metres out. No problem, straight between the uprights. St Helens then regain that lead, 8 points to 6. Just coming up, 19 minutes gone. And certainly the fans basking in those 84-degree temperatures down there in the stadium.
Successful penalty kick for St Helens by number 7, Sean Long. It's St Helens 8, Wigan
Pozzard.
6.
A lot depends on this lad, I think, Jonathan. He's used to staying on the field for 60, 70 minutes, but the biggest prop forward and probably the most go-forward prop that Saints have got.
Well, also with Mickey Hyam injured, you know, they can't switch Kieran Cunningham to the prop position because he can do that job, because he, you know, he's so dynamic. He's got to stay there in the hooker, and the forwards have got to be rotated. They've got Ricky Bybee on the bench, so
Colthorpe shrugging off a couple of tackles, 3 tackles, 4 tackles, but Terry Newton comes back for more. Cunningham, Sean Long again kicking down to that left-hand corner, and Radlinski did well to get hold of that. But St Helens just playing for position. Hodgson.
well, as you said,
Substitution for Wigan Warriors, number 18.
Danny Sculthorpe. Both the Sculthorpe brothers then confronting each other. Oh, that was good by young Brown, but it's a forward pass. They'll have to come back. But look who's down the middle there. Terry Newton was there. Well, young Brown's determined to get a try here.
Kevin Brown.
This was well intended.
Yeah, Terry Newton, lovely. Oh, it's very close, actually. Very close. There's the long pass, first of all, by Terry Newton. That is certainly That was
very close.
Very close.
Very close. Split decision.
Two decisions have gone against Wigan, haven't they?
Talau, strong boy this. Kiwi. Joined Saints back end of last season from the Canterbury Bulldogs. Sean Long. That's a good pass. Hooper can't get it away. Good tackling there. Good covering across field there by young Sean O'Loughlin. Sean Long again. Nice little kick. Well read by Adrian Lamb. Good football. All the experience of his years in the game in Sydney.
Nearly got the ball away to Radlinski there, didn't he?
Just thought a little better of it, didn't
Yeah. There's the little kick once again. Good chase. Bones just checks. Gets away. Shall I pass? No, better not.
The feature of the game so far, Jonathan, these little grubber kicks causing problems.
Well, that's because defences are so good these days that, you know, the kick is a very good offensive weapon. You know, you can just kick it through, turn the defence, the bounce can go either way, and get a good chase on. You've got a jump start on the defenders.
I'm surprised, though, we haven't seen any high kicks with this sunlight.
Yeah, but there's not many shadows on the field, Cray. You know, it's so high.
Sculthorpe. Gleeson, first real touch of the ball on attack. Chris Joynes relinquished the captaincy this season in favour of Paul Sculthorpe. Cunningham shrugging off 2 or 3, battling away. Oh, he's dangerous near this line. Under-fit tackle, 5 metres from this Wigan line. Sean Long, another little stop of a kick. Saints going for it. Oh, I think Saints are over. Willie Talau, just look at the grin. A beautiful rubber kick. No hesitation from referee Carl Kirkpatrick. And Willie Talau coming through like an Exocet missile there. Latched onto it. A 4-pointer. Power and pace from the Kiwi.
Here it is. Takes the ball to the line. It's just the bounce, isn't it? It's the bounce of the ball, as I mentioned, can go anywhere. Bounces back into the arms of Talau. It's a lovely little kick. He's done this so well. Lovely try.
He wants that ball when he comes in, Jonathan.
Yeah, from this angle, just watch it.
Sean Long already with a conversion and a penalty to his credit. A lot of those players will be drinking a lot of liquids throughout this next 80 minutes. Rugby League did convert to summer rugby back in 96 with Super League, but really we don't often play in these temperatures. 84 degrees at kick-off and going warmer.
Very similar kick.
Not an easy one though, Jonathan.
No.
Another tricky one.
Wrong side, but one thing I've noticed about Sean Long this season, he's not trying to smash the ball, he strokes it over. It's all in the timing this year for Sean Long. You know he's got the distance, the accuracy,
There he is, stroking it over again, as Jonathan says. Got the accuracy, and certainly that man had the accuracy. Willie Talau came in to score.
Watch this now. As the ball comes out, Sean Long gets the ball. The little kick is put through, and if we stop it there is the full back, right? He's in an ideal position to cover this. But unfortunately, if we run it on, the bounce of the ball just goes away from him, and Talau gets it. That's why the kick is used, because at the last moment he can go any way.
Well, as we say constantly during the season, Jonathan, it's an oval ball, isn't it? No one can judge where it will bounce.
And that's why, you know, they do use the kick, Ray. You know, if it's nothing on, defences are good, it's a 50-50 chance.
Dominic Fonati coming on, the big Samoan, former Rugby Union World Cup star. Eddie Gardner having a breather.
I think now it's important, you know, that Wigan try and hit back. They won't want Saints to get another try again.
Sculthorpe. John Long, again kicking constantly down that wing, trying to catch Hodgson out or Radlinski.
Well, I think he got Dallas on the other side, and Dallas has played extremely well. So maybe Hodges hasn't been playing that often because of the injury, so just pepper him.
This is about the period now, about 26, 27 minutes, when perhaps one or two players begin to feel a little bit tired.
This is where
the emotion, the excitement has worn off.
This is where the coaches, earn their crust. Substitution.
Adrian Lamb, that was a good pick-up from Chris Radlinski at the play of the ball there. One-handed, kept it going. Newton.
It's a good kick.
Fortunate bounce. Wellens does very, very well to get away there. Good play by Wellens. Oh, and a good pass. Albert. Good covering there by Mick Cassidy.
Yeah, but Sean O'Loughlin did well there, really.
Fozzard for the hard work. The first receiver. Cunningham again, even harder work. Oh. Bit of a misunderstanding there. Knock on.
Can't get it back, it's a knock on.
He's been slightly loose with this passing, Kieran. He won't be happy with a few of his passes. Cunningham there, the hooker.
Sean Long just having a little word with referee Carl Kirkpatrick about that knock-on, but I think it was obvious that he did. Adrian Lamb. Nice little move down this short side, but well read. Well read by Gleeson. Brett Dallas.
Lovely feet, Brett Dallas.
Cassidy, longest serving Wigan player, 14 seasons with the Warriors. Terry O'Connor, another man with 10 seasons to his credit.
You need to remember this has been 14 seasons in the game, let alone one club.
Good play there. Danny Orr. And again, Darren Albert coming in from the wing, stopping the overlap. Sculthorpe, beautiful pass from Sculwell. That's the sort of damage that he can cause. He gets those one-handed passes out. Wigan 10 metres now from that line, but on the last tackle. Oh. I don't think Sculthorpe realised how quickly Radlinski was coming up behind him.
This is great defence. Watch this. Danny O holds and holds and holds. There's an overlap. As soon as an overlap, watch the winger Albert come in. He knows he's got to make the tackle. That's the second time he's done that. Timing is so crucial, and he's done it twice now. Stopped two overlaps. Very, very good defence by Darren Albert.
Interesting here. Coach Ian Millward using Dom Fanati, the other wingman to that man, Darren Albert there. 17.5 stone Fanati. He's using him as a prop forward, bringing him in at first receiver, even though he's on the wing. Sculthorpe looking for a quick play to ball, doesn't really find it. Sean Long, good pass to Gilmore. Oh, a beautiful pass again. St Helens now, and attacking down this left-hand side. Hooper, oh, perhaps a little early, but here is Albert. Can he get it away? Oh, and he's in the corner. Beautiful play by St Helens. Fast hands. The ball transferred to the Aussie flyer. And is he being brought back for stepping in touch? The touch judge, Mr. Stuart Marshall, has pointed pointed it out to referee Carl Kirkpatrick that he may have stepped in touch. Let's have a look.
This will show it. Hodgson, Danio tries to get there. He's in touch. He's in touch. Great tackle, Danio. Absolutely magnificent tackle. 2 feet in touch. Let's have a look at it. There's Danio, he's come across. 1, 2.
Yeah.
The soundman did a good job. Look, the soundman could have had him there. He had the best view of the lot.
And that's a good call by Mr. Marshall, the touch judge, to point that out to Carl Kirkpatrick. This will be no try.
There you go, watch this. This is the overlap, this is the overlap. If we hold it there a second, watch the work that this guy does. He's just going to cut the angle and make the tackle. Run it on, run it on. Just watch him. He tracks, he tracks. He's got to make the tackle. There it is in touch. Superb work, Danio.
Three tries disallowed, but I think all 3 good decisions.
I'm not sure about the first one. Right.
I've forgotten that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a high tackle. Now then.
That is clumsy.
Oh, that is silly. He's only just come back from being suspended for 3 matches. For throwing punches against this Wigan side on Good Friday in the Super League clash. That's a bad one.
I would think in a big occasion he'll put this on report. It's a get-out clause for a lot of the referees, and I think that he might use it this time.
Look at anything else. All I can rule on is what I saw, and it's a high tackle. I'm putting you on report and I'm penalising you. Okay?
So, Fonati goes on report. That will be dealt with by the Rugby League's disciplinary committee next week, but he has just returned back from a suspension for a bit of punching against Wigan on Good Friday.
Well, he had a bump in the head in the first 20 minutes, and I'm sure that bump has cleared it for him. And I've experienced a few of those Tongden and Samoan missiles. It is in their technique. They like the contact, but they've got to be very careful, because that could have been crucial to the outcome of this match if he'd have been sent off.
Well, just 8 minutes remaining then in this first half. Puts Wigan back on the attack. Danny Sculthorpe does again to get that ball away. So dangerous. Farrell again.
He needed a support player close then. Needed someone to cut the angle.
Newton, he's got men on this outside. Sculthorpe again gets it away. Well, he's knocked on. Play on advantage. But again, we see Danny Sculthorpe's facility there to put the ball around the tackler. Mistake by Gleeson. Terry Newton burrowing under. Can Wigan grab some points back here? Another 6 tackles. Adrian Lamb, surely he's in at the corner. He is. Brett Dallas is in at the corner. Adrian Lamb knew exactly what to do. The little Papua New Guinean flicked the ball out to his left, and Brett Dallas, the hat-trick hero in the semi-final, he's in for another. Not far to run for the Aussies this time. Well, you've got to take them all, and he came from this.
What a tackle! What a tackle by the captain. He spots Gleeson, runs in and dislodges the ball. Watch the money ball there. Great pass. Absolute magnificent pass. What a magnificent pass.
Certainly looking very, very sharp is Brett Dallas. A terrific try-scoring record.
Well, what a vision by Andy Farrell. First of all, he spots Gleeson taking the ball. It's a forward on the back, and he has a whack at him. Tries to dislodge the ball. That was intentional. He went to dislodge that ball, and it worked. And after he received, got the ball from the play of the ball, the vision from the pass from the acting half-back, superb.
All the experience of Andy Farrell then. a debutant at 16 years of age in this Wigan side.
I played with him when he made his debut for Great Britain. He was destined for greatness then.
A metre in from the touchline, on the 20-metre line, left footed, swings it round, but hits the upright. Dallas, a scorer at Murrayfield in that 2002 final.
Watch this. This is a fantastic pass. Stop it there. He just realises that's the man and he wants to hit that hole. This winger's got to come in there, and there's a try on the outside. Fantastic pass.
He just draws him perfectly, Jonathan, doesn't he?
That just was Andy Farrell's try. Dallas scored it, forced the error and made the great pass.
(14-10). Less than 5 minutes remaining, and we've certainly seen enough action in this opening 40 minutes for any Challenge Cup final. But I can assure you, a lot more to come. Newton, Sculthorpe, who's begun to get that Wigan line moving since his arrival. Terry Newton, nice little slip pass. Danny Orr.
Yeah, you watch the last 20 minutes. You get the speed guys coming into this game, looking for opportunities.
Lamb. Good tackling. Again, Andy Farrell moving up very, very quickly. St Helens walking back very slowly here. Cunningham. That's a good ball, but that's a good tackle. Farrell again getting through a terrific stint in defence. Cunningham testing the ruck area on the 5th tackle. Sean Long. Not the best of kicks, easily picked up by Chris Radlinski.
Yeah, good step, had to make the tackle. Fozzard. If anything, you know, the Wigan pack are winning this game, you know.
The Wigan pack are making more ground, they're heavier.
And it is just the opportunities of the St Helens side. They've got ability throughout the side to create something from nothing. And that's why, you know, really Wigan are in control of the game, but they've just missed out. You know, the Saints are so clinical.
And Adrian Lamb, at number 7, coming more and more into this game as this pack begin to get on top. Here's a chance for Wigan again, but in touch. A lot of pressure on Paul Wellens.
Yeah, there he is, a little grubber kick. If that holds up the foot, that would have been very interesting, but...
20 to touch, so it'll be scrum down, head and ball, 10 metres in.
Yeah, nothing fancy here from Saints. Hang on, he wants to word with Willie Tallow.
That's the word with Willie Tallow.
Oh, think about what you're doing. Sort yourself out.
Yeah, an off-the-ball incident with Adrian Lamb.
Let's go.
I don't think what the players realise, Jonathan, that Mr Kirkpatrick is wired up to Dave Campbell, the video referee, and the 2 touch judges, so they can tell him anything that's going on.
Yeah, and he's just a little word in his ear.
Dom Farati getting a good round of boos from the Wigan section of this packed Millennium Stadium. Sculthorpe. But St Helens not making this progress in midfield.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll have a warm reception.
Cunningham, one man who can make progress. That's good play by Mason. Gets into Fozzard. Looks for the half-backs. Nobody there.
We'll go left here.
Sean Long.
No full back.
Oh. Play on. That's back to 1. Another 6 tackles. Unfortunate there for Wigan. 1 minute to half-time. St Helens were looking for another score. Fozzard charging in. Tackles remaining. Sean Long. Wellens. Vigorous defence here from Wigan. Hanging in here for the half-time hooter. Saints wanting another score. Hooper. Good ball. Back again. Sculthorpe. Oh, can he get over there? Wellens! Yes, he can! Oh, and St Helens has scored! And that's the try that Ian Millward wanted on the half-time hooter. Paul Wellens, lurking with intent under the post, picks up another 4-pointer. And that is a bad try for Wigan to concede. But all credit to Saints, the handling was crisp.
Try scorer for St Helens.
Here's the ball. They come inside, lovely run. Watch this. One offload, two to after the tackle, lovely miss ball, and then they just run out of defenders. Good try.
It was a nice little slip from Keith Mason too, Jonathan.
Well, it's the inside ball first of all. There's the inside ball. Watch Talau's slip ball. One, he's gone. Two passes, they suck defenders in. One defender goes, two defenders go in, three defenders go in. A little bit too late reacting, and he scores.
And if ever there is a time to score a try, it is in the final seconds of the first half. It sends a team in with confidence, and it just sets the opposition to thinking, what have we got to do? Paul Wellens, though, just coming in at the right moment. Sean Long taking his time. He knows the hooter will be going. 2 more points for Sean Long. Referee Carl Kirkpatrick puts the blast on his whistle. The hooter goes, and at last those St Helens fans can relax thanks to that try there from Paul Wellens. We've had 3 disallowed tries, mistakes at both ends, but 5 very, very well taken touchdowns. It's all action here at the Millennium Stadium.
I just think it's been a great game, and the Wigan Warriors of the pack have really done well. They've dominated field position, you know, dominated possession as well, and just the clinical finishing of St Helens has been exceptional. They've done it all season. When they've had a chance, they've scored. They want the game loose, they want it quick, and that's what happened, you know, when they scored their tries. There's still a lot to play for, but in the second half, I think the Warriors will have to come out and try and score first. Otherwise, it's a long way back for them. But still a very, very entertaining first half and everything to play for in the second half.
Listening and changing. Anything can happen. 20 points to 10 then for Saints. Keith Mason back on the pitch.
Now, St Helens won't want to make any mistakes in the first 20. Keep it extremely simple.
Ian Millward, no doubt, judging his interchanges, as will be Mike Gregory and Dennis Betts. No extra time, of course, in this final. Replay will be at Ellen Road, May the 29th, if we have a draw, so they can use up, Jonathan, all their interchanges, can't they?
Yes, you know, that'll be a crucial factor, as I've said.
And I think we should point out, under international rules, 12 interchanges from that 4-man bench, so that's what we've got to look out for. Newton, good pass to Farrell. Hawk. Again, the ball well out wide. Good start here by Wigan.
They seem to be the better side, you know, for 80 metres of the park, but in that last 20, you know, they switch on the button, St Helens, and the lovely kicking game.
Mike Gregory battling on despite that debilitating injury which sends him to America next week for some treatment. All our wishes with him, but determined man and determined to be here.
Yeah, I played with him, you know, with Warrington. He was captain of the 1990 Lions Tour in New Zealand, successful captain. He's a great character, and, you know, I wish him all the best in America.
St Helens just holding that ball, possibly trying to catch Wigan offside at the scrum. Kieran Cunningham. Fossard. Good charge from Fossard.
Sculthorpe, you know, he hasn't done anything flashy in this game, but his work has been immense.
Leads from the front, doesn't he?
Yeah, you know, him and Farrell.
Sean Long.
Big games.
Oh, good play by Sean Long. But the ball going astray.
Yeah, Hooper's mourning.
And
knock on. Adrian Lamb.
Judging a knock on.
Watch Hooper.
By Wigan.
Yeah, Hooper says he was held back. Maybe a penalty. But you know, Long was complaining about the early tackle. Is there a knock on?
Well, I think somebody's had a word in his ear about the holding back, but whatever, it's St Helens ball. Sean Long.
It's a mistake though, gives him an opportunity to attack.
Wellens comes up a lot from the full-back position, takes that acting half-back role occasionally. Cunningham. Mason. Good tackle there by Terry O'Connor. Crunching tackle. Met him head on. Cunningham again. He shrugs off these men, tramples over another.
He's so difficult to tackle.
Willie Tallow.
This is where they're dangerous. Always dangerous, always
Little rubber kick again. Oh, it's anybody's ball. It's Wigan's. But the tackle in goal area. Panic in the Wigan ranks there, but again, that man, Chris Radlinski, to the rescue.
He takes the ball to the line. Watch what he does. Tallow goes in. Watch Long, he takes the ball, he carries the ball first. Defenders can't stand off him, he drags them out. And then the kick is 50-50.
Jason Hooper. Sensibly transferred into a prop forward. Let him take the hammer. And another prop forward who can take the hammer. Nick Fozzard. Mason again.
Setting up to go right here. They are setting up to go on the right hand side. Long is there, Sculthorpe is there, Wellens is there.
Sculthorpe. Dummy, but a good tackle. Good tackle from little Adrian Lamb there.
Just standing off him a little bit. I think fatigue has started to set in the Wigan boys.
On the fifth tackle.
Not so quickly off the line.
The rubber kick again. Oh. Now then, is he looking for the drop goal? No, well he was, but Radlinski's there again.
I think that must have been touched because Keenan Canning goes miles offside. Must have touched a Wigan player.
He did, it hit Terry O'Connor, I think, off his knee.
I'm sure Hooper will have a lot of stick about that. That's possibly the worst drop goal I've ever seen.
Sean O'Loughlin. Wigan then trailing by 20 points to 10, holding on here in defence, but desperate to get back down that other end. On the fifth tackle, just made 34 metres there, creditable. Good reading of the game there by Wellens. Just hasn't got the pace to go around Sean O'Loughlin there. And Richard, some news down there?
Well, it's an interesting picture on the bench, Ray. Maybe it's energy conservation, but from the start of this game, the St Helens players have been standing up, they've been exercising, practicing tackles, run down the spot.
And here he's down and over, going down, has he got the pace to get? Oh, magnificent tackle! Oh, that could be eventually a match-saving tackle. Did he put Darren Albert in touch? Two great pacemakers. Chris Radlinski shrugs his shoulders, he doesn't know.
I don't think neither player knows. Neither player knows. What a magnificent tackle. He's in touch. I think the toe just drags the line. If his foot is not on the ground, but what a magnificent run by Albert and a fantastic tackle. Does his right foot, that is not the angle he wants. It's the other angle he wants to see.
Well, the ruling is that the ball is in touch. If it or the player
There it is.
contact with it, touches the touchline, or goes over. I think that will be no try.
No try.
And it is. Referee David Campbell not having too much trouble with that.
Right, there we go. Watch, they come down the short side. They see that they're short down the blind. As the ball comes out, right, he'll come into shot. There's now, so we stop it there. Here, there is Radlinski, and he has worked an angle out which he will meet this winger. Run it on. He's got the angle. He's set it up. He knows where he's got to get him. That is magnificent work by a full-back. He works the angle out, knows where he's going to hit him.
And that is great pace by Radlinski, because there are very few faster players in the game than Darren Albert. Wigan then attempting to get back in control of this game, as they were in the early stages. In midfield particularly. Lamb. Mick Cassidy was just standing a little bit in front of him there. The Papua New Guinean couldn't put the ball away. And the first really high kick of the afternoon, fielded brilliantly by Eddie Gardner. Wellens, sensibly holding on the ball. Oh, he makes the breakthrough. He's got Hooper with him now. Then can Hooper get there? No, Dallas will get him. Now, was that a tackle? The ball is certainly knocked out. Another 6 tackles. Brett Dallas knocking the ball out of Hooper's grasp. St Helens then on the attack. Sean Long. Mason. Great recovery from Wigan in defence there. Cunningham. Four tackles remaining.
Big set.
Great opportunity here for the Saints.
Big set.
Sculthorpe. Good tackle. Strong tackle there from Terry Newton. Done a lot of good work around that ruck area. The ball out with Sean Long. Another little rubber kick. Now then, can St Helens contain him behind? They can.
He had no chance to
No
get
way
up
for
there.
David Hodgson to get away. Wigan under real pressure.
Yeah, there's only 9 minutes gone in the second half, and it's been all St Helens so far. I think Wigan know how important it is to keep them out.
But when you have pressure like this, Jonathan, you have to score, don't you? You know, a game can swing away if you don't.
This possession, look at that, second half territorial advantage, and that just says it all with the possession they've had. Good kicking game, you know, Sean Long has just kept them in their own in goal.
Cunningham. Extra men down this left-hand side, but not needed. Jason Hooper, strong man, been in terrific form this year, the former St George player. Cunningham, oh, good pass. Now then, Wigan coming away now. Oh, and would you believe it, back again to Sculthorpe. Back to another 6. St Helens, Sean Long, Sculthorpe going for the line. He's over, and it all came from that mistake again. Referee Kirkpatrick has no hesitation here. He points to the line, and St Helens skipper Paul Sculthorpe crashes over. But again, what might have been if Wigan had only have broken clear.
In that instance, just a bit of inexperience. Kevin Brown got the ball, and really there he should have held on. This is the pass. It could have gone anywhere. Kevin Brown is exceptionally well. He could have gone away. Really had to hold on there. Didn't need to throw that pass. They've been under intense pressure. There's Sculthorpe, looking for the penalty. It's the inside ball. He ducks under. Very difficult to stop.
Very difficult to stop as well, Jonathan, with a man of such determination and strength.
Well, what, he stays alert, he stays aware, and he knows he ducks under. Try. Here he is, look, plays the ball, comes back. Terry Newton goes high. Hock can't stop him. Very difficult, very, very powerful.
There we see it from the camera on the post with that sort of 365-degree angle. Sculthorpe, the try. And Sean Long looking to maintain his 100% goal-kicking record. 4 out of 4 so far. One of those tricky conversion attempts, but not a breath of wind down here in this stadium. He maintains it. 5 out of 5 for Sean Long. And are the St Helens supporters and their skipper sensing that this could be their year against the great enemy?
This is the pass that shouldn't have happened. He tries to get the inside ball into Brett Allard. If he'd have got to it, maybe Wigan would have scored. But because of the intense pressure they've been under, you know, that was it. They had to hold on there. They had to get some kind of possession and get the ball away. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, and now they're 16 points behind.
St Helens then, 26, Wigan 10. 5 times in the past, these great sides have battled together. 61, St Helens the winners. 12-6, 66, St Helens 21-0. And then Wigan 3 in 89, 91 and 2002.
One thing Wigan won't give up. Local derby, whether it's in Wigan, St Helens, Old Trafford, Wembley or the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff, this will go down to the end.
Good ball over a crunching tackle there from Martin Gleeson, causing Radlinski to lose the ball, and that has been the sequence of the afternoon. Skulldog, terrific break down the right.
Yeah, I think that was Kevin Brown once again. It was a difficult pass for him to take, and they've lost possession. They need to keep possession, get back into this game.
I apologise to Chris Radlinski then. Paul Wellens.
This is the tackle, Brown. It's a very difficult ball for him. Poor pass, put him under pressure. But now it's crucial that Wigan hang on now, because Saints will, you can smell it now, they're coming in for the kill.
St Helens looking confident then. Mark Edmondson, that's a high tackle, and I'm sure St Helens will pile on the agony. There'll be no hesitation. This will be another penalty attempt from Long.
Yeah, well, this is it. You know, there's 2 points, but more significant, you know, it then takes it up to 18 points, which is 3 converted tries. And I'm sure next time they do come down, they will look for the field goal. Psychologically, you know, that will be a big blow. That was very, very high, definite penalty. It's just when you get tired, you know, your concentration level drops, you know, you go higher in the tackle, give penalties away.
Sean Long, who's had a very difficult time off the field in recent weeks, but certainly it hasn't affected his on-field form. A snip of a bargain buy from Widnes for £80,000. Another 2 points from that trusty left boot of Sean Long, taking Saints out a little further. 28 points to 10 now for St Helens. And Ian Millward and his assistant coach, former London Broncos assistant David Rotherham, looking very, very confident at this stage. But as Jonathan said, Wigan have a habit of battling back. There's enough talent in this Wigan side to create something.
Got to keep possession, Ray. I think, you know, they've given a lot of loose balls away, and they've been made to pay for it. They've got to try and get possession and keep it for a while. You know, play with the ball in hand. They haven't a lot of ball in the second half.
Wigan coach Mike Gregory replacing his prop forwards with frequency, using all 4.
If you give Saints that amount of ball, they are going to punish you.
And literally, Jonathan, Wigan have given Saints ball, haven't they?
Well, like, you know, Sculthorpe's try, the penalty came from a knock on by Brown.
Back to 1, says referee.
Yeah.
Kirkpatrick. Andy Farrell didn't like the judgments. Mr. Kirkpatrick considering that the ball was knocked down by Wigan. Let's have a look.
No.
Yeah, it is. Quentin Pongia, the man. Knock on.
Yeah, that was a call from, I think, one of the touch judges. Hang on, he'll be running on there. He just loses the ball before he plays, is what the referee says.
Well, what he is doing, he's putting the ball down on the floor before he's in an upright position.
Yeah,
and you cannot do that. You can only have your feet on the floor when you play the ball. So good decision there from Mr. Kirkpatrick. Stephen Wild, the young man, 22 years of age, number 19 there, just appearing on the field. Danny Orr, good play, looks for support, finds it with Terry Newton. Wigan looking dangerous now. Oh, and again, what seems to be a good Wigan attack, falling down with just bad handling. I think surely that pass should not have come back inside to Lamb, but should have gone out, Jonathan.
Watch the defence here. There's the slip ball, and then there's extra man everywhere. But just watch as the ball comes out here. If we stop it there, he's going to come in there first of all, and then they're all going to come in and stop it. We run it on. There's the first man. There's the second man coming into the picture, which cuts the options of Terry Newton.
So once again, Wigan lose the possession. St Helens come up with it. 58 minutes gone, 18 points the difference.
Everyone says, you know, what a great attack inside St Helens are, but they're very organised defence, and what they do more, I think more so this year, is when they're scrambling, they spot well and come from out to in.
And they are playing very, very sensible rugby around this ruck area. Just look at the pressure Wigan have been under with those tackles.
Well, the tackles just explains the possession stat. It all comes together. The possession that Saints have had have forced Wigan into making more tackles. I think that's the first time that Sean Long's been tackled all game, I think. He just controlled the game beautifully once again with his kicking game, his distribution.
I must confess though, Jonathan, whether it's the heat or not, but I don't think I've seen as much mishandling and knock-ons between these two sides for a long, long time.
It's a big occasion, you know.
The heat does sap the energy, doesn't it?
The big mistakes have been crucial.
Mick Cassidy then, can Wigan hit back? Just over 20 minutes remaining.
His two big mistakes would have cost them 12 points, really. You know, they would still be in the game, 6 points.
St Helens came back from a huge deficit back in '96 when they beat Bradford in that final 20 minutes. Wigan have the armoury, they have the players. Oh, but again another lazy take at the ball there from
well, I just think they're trying too hard. You know, they're trying too hard now. They're trying to make things happen. Loughlin was going to come on the inside ball. You know, he's in really because Aspinall, you know, got injured. And maybe he doesn't have the same pace as Aspinall and would like to come on the inside there. Always trying to put him on the outside. He was looking for the inside run.
We have a stalemate in effect. St Helens just have to hold on to this score, don't they? Whereas Wigan have got to force the ball.
Well, they don't want to chase the game anymore now. St Helens, they can just play their set of 6 out. If something comes of it, great. If not, you just got to hold the game and hold Wigan out. There's 20 minutes to go, though. There's a lot still to play for.
A long time. Sculthorpe. Referee Kirkpatrick getting Wigan right back, and Cunningham trying to take advantage of that. Beats into the arms of Craig Smith. Sean Long. On the 5th tackle. A good 43 metres gained there too. Long.
Watch the bounce.
Oh!
Got to watch the bounce. I thought, when I saw that clipped into the air, just watch that bounce. Could have gone anywhere.
These new balls that they're using these days, Jonathan, Australian design. They are a little thinner than the rugby balls that we used to have, and they do bounce very, very sharply.
There's been a few new balls since you finished playing, let me tell you. Right? This was just the latest model, this is.
We used to play with those big round leather ones. And I'll tell you, you couldn't make those bounce. And again another knock-on.
Just think that 20 minutes to go, they are trying a little bit too hard. The passes are very difficult behind the runner there. 20 minutes, just take stock of things, get up, keep possession, and tire the St Helens defenders out.
Let's take stock too down there on the touchline, Richard.
Well, if Wigan are going to stage a fight back, there was a slight disadvantage on replacements. They've only got 4 left, whereas St Helens have got 5 changes available to them.
Edmondson.
As I said, you know,
Saints now looking perhaps to put this game to bed, so to speak. Gilmore. But again, good defence from Wigan. Good sliding across the field there. He's lost the ball. Knock on. Well, in a situation like that, Lee Gilmore would have been advised just to go down. There's no point battling on. You're not making any more meters. Might as well just go down.
Yeah, I don't know what he's trying to do there. Just get down on the ground. Big struggle. You know, there's no steering there.
Pongia. Needs this Wigan crowd to get behind them now. Danny Orr, Adrian Lamb, Farrell. Again, 3 or 4 St Helens defenders checking on Farrell. He's one man likely to prize open a gap. Lamb again. Good play there by the drop forward, Craig Smith. Certainly belied his 33 years. Really had a good game. Danny Orr. Wellens. Good body swerve. Good play by Wellens. Can he open that gap?
Good run again by Wellens. Nothing silly at the end, just holds on to the possession.
John Wilkin, number 21. Another interchange. Beyond Sean Long. Oh, terrific burst. He's got a man onside him. Oh, did he pass it to the wrong side? Rose for a high tackle, but no. Play on, says referee Kirkpatrick. A chance for St Helens here out wide. Talau. Good defence by Wigan. Oh, did Sean Long take the wrong path there? There were men coming up alongside inside him.
Lovely break. Lovely break. Props it too wide. I think he's in 2 minds then to take him on, wasn't he? 2 minds to take him on. We just saw Edmondson there and gave him the pass.
And I think Mark Edmondson wishes he hadn't given him the pass.
Yeah, it would have been, I think, just have a go sometimes.
Wigan forcing the passing now. They've got to score. They've got to make play. Chris Redlinski now. It's Younger, Brown, sorry. Back inside. Oh, and here's a try for Wigan. Magnificent effort. Wonderful effort. Red Allison again. His second of the afternoon. And are Wigan coming back? Wonderful effort. Kevin Brown breaking down the left-hand side. And Dallas finishing off. Real pace on wide there from Wigan.
Again, defenders rush up, and if you do rush in, you've got to make the most of it. You've got to get your man, and this is the pace. Puts the foot on the pedal and he's away, and no one's going to catch this guy. When he's in the clear, no one's going to catch him. There's the ball, you know, defenders came in, didn't spot it. Kevin Brown gets on the outside, inside ball to Dallas. And that's if you don't spot correctly by coming out to in defensively, you're going to get exposed on the outside. It came in too late, good hands. There's the conversion by Farrell.
There is the conversion, 6 points, 6 cracking points just at this time.
They won't give
and I think
yet.
suddenly we are back in a game again. I said the Wigan fans need to get behind their side. They're doing just that. But the task facing Wigan, they had an 18-point deficit. To win now would be a record fight back in a Challenge Cup final. The biggest deficit ever was 14 points from St Helens against Bradford in 1996. Can Wigan do just that? 13 minutes remaining. 28-16 to St Helens.
Sure that they wish they'd have gone for the field goal earlier on now. Trying to get these back three into the game. Wigan running at tired forwards.
Well, certainly these Wigan forwards coming very much to the fore. Good play here now by Farrell. Nice little slip pass back to O'Loughlin. Andy Farrell again. Wellens reads it well.
That's been a crucial difference, I think, is the kicking game. Well, they've been slightly more upfield for the kick behind the defensive line, and Wigan, every time they've kicked, really they've just, you know, kicked possession away. They haven't competed for the ball.
Konate, the big man, the wingman. Rough, tough Samoan, being used as a forward around the ruck area. Pozzard, a real forward, but not gaining a lot of ground, just 15 metres, 19 metres and four tackles gone. On the fifth tackle, Sean Long. Oh, no, Isaac will chip over. Can Long regather? Yes, he can. He's looking for support. He finds Gilmore. Can Gilmore get the ball away to Willie Tallow? Oh, and Willie Tallow is over. A wonderful riposte from St Helens, and it all started with that Sean Long legal kick. Willie Tallow in for his second try. But
I think the last pass maybe is forward, I think, from where I was sat. But what great play by Sean Long. Defence, they came up, chipped over, caught it, and good support play. I think there's a question mark over there. There's Ray, I think that's forward. But not taking it away from that. Great play, good, great creative awareness by Sean Long.
well, the problem is, Jonathan, if it is a forward, only the referee can judge on it. Mr. Kirkpatrick is judged. You can't go to the video referee for a forward pass.
What a lovely chip. Gilmore's there. Great tackle by O'Loughlin. Oh, it's very difficult, but you've got to give it to the attacking side, haven't you? You've got to give it to the attacking side. Again, fantastic awareness. Lovely chip. Good support play. That's a very good tackle by O'Loughlin. Too many attackers there. You see, Winger's gone back. Great try, though.
Yeah.
Very, very good try. He would have been asked to call it forward, I think.
Willie Tallow looking so very, very strong, very powerful man to stop 10, 15 metres from that line. 2 tries this afternoon. So St Helens reply almost immediately to that length of the field touchdown from Wigan. Sean Long. Oh, his first miss of the afternoon. But I don't think he'll be too concerned at this stage. This is what will interest him most.
Good awareness. Two wingers have dropped back. There's no sweeper behind there. Talau's over a second.
That's a good kick-off from Wigan. They regain.
10 minutes left.
32-16. It can still be done. Danny Orr. Danny Tickle.
Go left here. They'll all go left.
They are. Adrian Lamb, oh, critical little shimmy by Lamb. He's got the ball away, but they've lost it. Well, that was good play by Adrian Lamb, but Wigan couldn't quite retain the ball again, and that would be the story of the afternoon. The loss of possession at the vital moment.
Lovely running off the ball, show and go. Sculthorpe gets to him. I think that's Hock that knocks it on.
St Helens then coming away with it. Gratefully received the ball.
Errors made, 10 errors made.
A lot of errors that for a Challenge Cup final. Ricky Bybee flicks it back.
I have to say, Kieran Cunningham hasn't scored yet. He usually scores.
Sculthorpe running deliberately there at Adrian Lamb, but Lamb sensibly going round his ankles, picking up the big loose forward on the fifth tackle. But Sculthorpe just maintaining the pressure on Wigan, just forcing them back.
Also running the clock down.
He knows he and his side are in control. Just over 7 minutes remaining in this Power Gen Challenge Cup final.
I think, you know, we're not picking man of the matches up to the press today. It's going to be a very difficult choice.
Very, very difficult.
So Talau's got 2.
You've got people like Willie Talau, 2 tries. Brett Dallas, 2 tries. Sculthorpe, great inspiration in the pack. Adrian Lamb.
I think
Andy Farrell.
Farrell would be in there. Sculthorpe. I think again, I've got to go for Sean Long once again.
Yep.
I think he's controlled the game, his kicking game. You know, it's lovely chip, little grubber kick. I would certainly go for Sean Long.
Good kick. Sean Long is there. Will he get it dead? Yes, he does. Well, I think we'll listen to what happens later on when the Lance Todd Trophy is announced, but he's certainly be a front runner, Jonathan.
Who do you go for, Ray?
I think Andy Farrell's had a very, very good game in defence, but I think Sean Long is as good a candidate as any.
I think I would go for Sean Long.
The Lance Todd Trophy winner, of course, the man of the match awarded by the gentlemen of the press. The votes all counted. Lance Todd, of course, a very famous New Zealand player who became a manager of Salford. Danny Orr.
Not very often you can be in a Power Gen Challenge Cup final. 16 points in front with 5 minutes to go. This is when you really enjoy it.
Tickle again. Wigan still looking to open up St Helens here. St Helens right back on their own line. Andy Farrell. Nice slip pass. Danny Orr can't get it away. He does. Oh, Ricky Bybee, the former Wigan prop forward, comes scampering away. Terrific run by the youngster there.
He was never going to get there, was he?
He wasn't, but he enjoyed that. And I'll bet he keeps the video for a few years to come. Lee Gilmore. St Helens content at this stage in the game just to bring the ball away from this acting half-back situation. And Long knocks on. Referee Carl Kirkpatrick not happy with that scrummage. Just over 4 minutes remaining. St Helens 32, Wigan 16. Young Kevin Brown had a good game, showed plenty of pace, showed plenty of effort. A lad with a very good future. Brett Dallas. Adrian Lamb and Yanni Orr still contriving to make movements in midfield, as is this man Andy Farrell. Good burst, good plunge by Andy Farrell. 20 metres now from the St Helens line. Lamb again. Good little kick.
You watch Albert there.
Darren Albert, all the experience from his days with Newcastle Knights down under and here with St Helens. And I think Mike Greggy will realise that Wigan perhaps lost their way with those 2 disallowed tries in the first quarter. Brett Dallas reviving the hopes with tries in both halves, but St Helens have dominated thanks to that lost possession.
Greg will be back, they'll be back, Mike Greggy and Wigan will be back.
Stephen Wild. Good burst, forward pass. Well intended there by Gareth Hawke. Good thinking, but a forward pass.
Yeah, runs for the hole, tries to get his arm through the tackle, ball around the back, forward pass. It's nice to see these youngsters coming through in Wigan. You know, with the salary cap, they've had to bring these players through. You've got Loughlin, Kevin Brown, Hawke, Wild, Aspinall.
Jason Hooper knows what he's doing, he's just wasting time.
Come here!
Sculthorpe and Bybee just having a little argument.
No messing about.
Very sharp, very simple from Mr. Kirkpatrick.
Stop it or get off.
Yep. I don't think they'll stop it, and I don't think they'll get off. And they haven't stopped it. So it's a penalty. And there it is, Sean Long then announced as the Lance Todd Trophy winner. He won this trophy against Bradford in 2001 and of course joins Warrington's Jerry Helm, Wigan's Andy Gregory and Martin Afire to win the trophy twice. Great performance then from the St Helens halfback. The Challenge Cup heading back to Knowsley Road. All square then in the Challenge Cup final battle. 6 times these two great sides have fought out with each other. 3 wins apiece. St Helens just content to hold on to this ball. They know it's all over. Chris Joyce, who will no doubt win a winner's medal to go with his grand final medal. Sean Long again.
Again, that's a great kick. Got to play it. They won't have time to restart this game. Game is over. 4
defenders there to hold Chris Radlinski up. Well, it looks as though they are, but they'll not have very much time. 5 seconds remaining. 2, 1. The crowd are counting down. There it is. St Helens are the winners, and Sean Long, the Lance Todd Trophy winner, leads listen. Ian Millward already makes his way down, I think, to the touchline. Delights from Skulthorpe and Willie Tallow, the scorer of 2 tries. What it means to beat Wigan in a derby battle, but what it means to beat them in a Power Gen Challenge Cup final. A great effort from both sides. 8 tries in the afternoon. And some crackers as well, Jonathan.
Yeah, great entertainment. The brilliant game of rugby league. And they deserve to win at St Helens. That much different. You know, fantastic. I just think the cutting edge was just a little bit extra that St Helens had, I think. You know, they just had the opportunities, they took 2 crucial mistakes in each half. And there he is again, Sean Long, big influence on the game. He'll be back there, young enough, Kevin.
So for Wigan tries, Terry Newton and 2 from Ben.
And I understand, Richard, you've got Paul Skulthorpe, the winning skipper down there.
Yes, Ray, the victorious captain, Paul Skulthorpe. Congratulations, Paul. A tough job, very well done, really.
Yeah, it was. We knew we had to perform, a quality Wigan side, and all credit to the boys. We stuck to the game plan that Ian gave us, and it showed it paid off.
Was there some concern when Red Dallas tried second half? They were coming back at you.
Oh no, I mean, we never switched off. It was 18 in front, but we knew, Wigan can score tries as quickly as we can. So, we just had to get back on focus. Started with our next set, and the boys hung in well.
Congratulations, well done. And the man of the match, the holder of the Lance Todd Trophy, is Sean Long. Congratulations, Sean. I suppose that magical kick that you made for Willie Tallow's try was a key point of the game.
Yeah, well, we've been practicing them all week, and we knew that the in goals are quite large here, so we just had to put it in there, and if we didn't get the try, we got a repeat set and just keep on working them over, which worked in the end.
Do you think that Wigan were a little unsettled by those 2 decisions in the first half and then tries disallowed?
Yeah, it could have been a bit of a blow to them, but we had a try disallowed, but it didn't let us affect our game. We just had a job to do. We stuck to our game plan, and it paid off in the end.
Sure did, and the man with 2 tries, Willie Tallow, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah, pretty special occasion today. Packed crowd, and the boys played really well.
Have you actually seen an occasion like this? Been involved in an occasion like this before?
No, never actually. Not in front of 73,000 people, I tell you that.
And that try that Sean Long, kick over, magical try, it decided it really, didn't it?
Oh yeah, he's a special player, Sean Long, and I hope he continues that for the rest of the year.
Congratulations, Willie, well done.
Thank you.
Sean Long's Lance Todd Trophy, and it's St Helens Challenge Cup, and deservedly so. We've also been watching it with Brian Noble, with Kevin Sinfield, and also with Wigan's winger Brian Carney, and your fellas couldn't have given any more in that second half, could they?
No, tried their best. Ball control let us down, I think, in the end, and St Helens just kept stuck to what they were trying to do all through the game, and we forced it a bit, lost the ball, the first tackle, and that was our undoing in the end.
Danny and Paul Skulthorpe, that's a lovely shot, isn't it? One celebrating, the other needing just a little bit of consolation. And Ian Millward, he won't be short of a word right now. He's with Richard Duckenfield.
Congratulations, Ian. I guess that sets the record straight for 2 years ago.
Yeah, just before I talk, my son Robert's here with me. Can I just say to my 2 daughters back at home, Elle and Katie, I love them. It was Katie's 19th birthday just during the week, so it was a good present for her. And my manager, Peter Lloyd in Australia, has been absolutely enormous to me at Titan Management. This is what dreams are all about, you know what I mean? We always go well in the big games. It was 2002, we didn't prepare well, and I thought this is our best preparation ever.
Both teams had tries disallowed. Controversial decisions. Did it affect Wigan more than St Helens?
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure about that. Yeah, I mean, the scoreboard indicates we're very dominant, and we've been dominant since game 1 in the Challenge Cup, haven't we? I mean, we've had the hardest road, but that didn't give us the right to win it. Give us the right to compete today, and we have competed.
Sean Long, the winner of the Lance Todd Trophy, man of the match, he's had problems other than the game, hasn't he, recently? They don't seem to have weighed on his mind.
Sean's really matured as a person, as a player, and I'm really proud of him today. He dominated the game today, and I've got a special bond with Sean.
Congratulations, Ian. Well done. Thank you.
An emotional Ian Millward there, and talking about the dominance of St Helens this afternoon. And Kevin Sinfield, it was the kind of dominant St Helens performance that we're so familiar with.
Yeah, I think first half Wigan dominated most of the game. The second half, Saints come into it. They got field position. Sean Long got on top of his game with his kicking, and thought they were outstanding. Threw the ball about, and they're so dangerous when you allow them to do that.
Midway through that second half, maybe did you see a way back for Wigan? There was a moment of hope with Brett Dallas's try, but not much.
No, not really. I think the try just before half-time put a little bit of pressure mentally on Wigan to produce something that they didn't need to. They needed to stay patient for the first 15-20 minutes of the second half, and they didn't. And unfortunately, Saints can get down the other end, and they were knocking the points off, and as Sean Long said, they were scoring or they were getting repeat sets. So it meant that Wigan couldn't get to the half of the field that they wanted to be in. So it was an uphill task, and even when Dallas scored, I thought that they were pretty much in control, the Saints.
Lance Todd Trophy winner with Sean Long, of course, and analyse his contribution once again today after the performance in the semi-final that really captured the imagination and inspired. He was in similar form today.
Well, he was the rudder behind a pretty powerful ship. He was punching portholes all the way through. His kicking game was par excellence, as we've seen here. He pushed at the line, he picked the ball up, he lifted his head. Sculthorpe does well to stay with him there and stay alive, and he had one of his good days with the boot. He, as I say, quite an impressive rudder. He's picked somebody out in the defensive line there, found a great chip kick. But he's only as good as the people that run with him, and Gilmore and Talau make the play for him, and it's the Saints players all complimented Sean Long's effort today. Even defensively, hasn't switched off. He's been aware of every little short kick that Wigan's put in. There was one from a kick-off as well, so he quite rightly deserves that Lance Todd Trophy win.
Yes, he receives it for the second time. Only the fourth player to achieve that. His place in the Challenge Cup history books is guaranteed. Well, he's got a trophy in his hands, and so too will St Helens in just a few minutes' time. The Power Gen Challenge Cup.
St Helens
there it is. Ray French will describe the moment.
Lifting 9th Challenge Cup win for St Helens. The third success over Wigan, their deadly rivals. And Sculthorpe collects the trophy in his first season as a captain, following in the tradition of former forwards Alan Prescott, Vince Carides and Kel Coslin, all of whom have lifted the cup. The winners of the 2004 Power Gen Challenge Cup, presented by the Right Honourable the Earl of Derby. Nick Fozzard, signed from Warrington, his first medal. Keith Mason from the Melbourne Storm, his first medal. And Chris Joynt, well, far from being his first. Not only a winner's medal here, but a winner's medal in all the 4 major rugby venues of Britain: Wembley, Murrayfield, Twickenham, and now the Millennium Stadium. A memorable occasion for these lads.
I think they deserve it as well. You look, they've played Bradford now. It's been a very, very tough route to get here, and they've just been, Leeds as well. I just think that the way they performed this year, and I think that Ian Millward mentioned the importance of a pre-season, a good pre-season. You can't beat it. I think sometimes we play far too much rugby in every sport in this country, and we don't give enough time for our players to train and practice and to play at the best of their ability. I think that is crucial to the success of sport in Britain, I think.
And Ricky Bybee there, who won a winner's medal with Wigan against St Helens at Murrayfield in 2002. And Ian Millward, the coach, behind the scenes, doing all the work. Controversial, contrary, but successful. And that's a trophy. £20,000 replica of the original one. The original one still at league headquarters, a little bit too fragile to be handled around like this. All the St Helens players who couldn't quite make it for injuries. John Stankovic and